Hello everyone, this is Offi and today I'm with my brother, Gan. Shake their hands nicely.
Nice to meet you. Today we are making the first episode of our new podcast show, the BSF podcast. What does BSF stand for, you might be asking?
What does BSF stand for?
You just read the viewer's mind. Well, BSF stands for Best Siblings Forever.
That's like BFF, but instead of friends, we're siblings. But we will stay siblings until the day we die because we have such a good bond.
Okay, we are a total failure. But that aside, we do have a secret handshake. Today, for the first episode, we're going to be talking about... What are we going to be talking about, Offi?
We are going to be talking about our education as kids. We were actually homeschooled. We never went to school, and we're going to tell you all of our experiences.
Now, you're probably wondering what actually is homeschooling.
So, homeschooling is a special way of schooling a kid wherein the mother or one of the parents teaches the kids at home. So there's different ways of doing homeschooling.
Yeah.
The most normal way is when they probably have a schedule, a curriculum.
And sometimes you have like a private tutor that the parents hire to teach the kid. But other times you have what is called unschooling. And in unschooling, you basically don't teach the child anything. You let the child teach themselves, which is what our parents did. So for example, my sister Offi spent a lot of time just drawing, and myself, I've been reading books,
I've been reading books as well, excuse me.
But I've been reading books first, and also I've been reading stuff online, like on history, science, and so on.
So in the normal homeschooling, you can maybe even buy the same textbooks that they use in school and learn it at home. Maybe you have different classes from 9 to 10 with learning math. But in unschooling, there is nothing. Like you are just free the whole day and...
Yeah, but I have to say, I don't think that's normal homeschooling. I don't think there's like a normal way to do homeschooling. I think everyone does it a bit differently.
Yes.
The whole idea is to do it in a way that is different to what normal schools do. To do it in your own way. So that's why people do it in their own way.
Exactly, at home. So how did we study? How did we gain knowledge about reading, writing, maths, English?
Okay, so for me, I will tell about my experience first because I actually don't know how my sister learned how to read and write. But I actually already knew how to read and write in kindergarten. I mean the basics. I wasn't like a fast reader or anything, but I knew the letters, I knew how to write them and so on. And then when I started homeschooling, then my mother bought like a children's book. I don't even remember what it was about, but it's just like very basic children's book. And then she started reading it to me, and then she said, okay, if you want to know the ending, you'll have to read it for yourself. Then I just decided to read it for myself. And then I read another book, and then I just learned reading that way.
We both had a game with our parents. They said every 100 books that you read will buy you a present, a toy. So that's when we started reading a lot of books so we can get our toys.
Exactly. Now, the other thing is how we learned English. So for me, I just played video games on the computer, and every time I had to read the instructions, I would translate what the word means, and then I would know what it means. Or if I was chatting to another person, I would translate all the words that they were saying to me, and then I would know what those words meant. After a while, I actually developed a very good English.
Our Hebrew became very good from reading all those books because every time we would not know a certain word, we would ask our mother, who is a very smart lady, and she would explain to us very simply in a way that we can understand easily. And so we became more and more smart with a bigger and bigger vocabulary.
Yeah, and we also basically understood grammar a lot better than most kids, and spelling and so on, because when you read books, you get the correct grammar and spelling of words.
Yes, it's fantasy books,
Yeah.
but they have history, they have countries, they have everything. So you can know some geography, some Greek mythology especially is what I know best.
Yeah, but it's actually, there's even children's books that are like completely stories, but they tell you about historical events, and then you can learn while having fun about history. Okay, then mathematics. The way we learn mathematics is maybe once a year or something like that. Our mother would sit us down and then give us like 1 or 2 lessons in mathematics, and then we basically covered the entire year's material.
Yeah, I remember when I needed to learn the letters in English, my mom took me to a coffee shop. We sat there for 2 hours and she showed me all of the letters, explained them to me, let me practice a little bit, and next thing I knew the letters and carried on with my life.
Yep. Okay, next question.
The next question is, did you have friends? How did you have friends?
We never had a lot of friends when we were homeschooled, but we did have a few. Kid neighbors in the same building or in the next building. Another thing is we had people from our kindergarten, actually. And there was a third thing that didn't really work well. Did it work well for you? Which, like, meeting other homeschooled kids?
Oh yeah, so our mom took us to a meeting of homeschooled kids so they can like make friends with each other, but it didn't work out. It was too artificial meeting, so
yeah,
no connection was made and everyone was shy and hiding behind their mothers. So yeah, the way I made friends was at my dance classes, first of all, and second of all, at my mom's work. So very often I would go with her to her workplace and then I would play with the children my age, who are also the children of the other people who are working there. So yeah, it was fun.
Later on, we did feel like we need more socialization. So that's when we decided to go to what is called a democratic school, which is not a normal school, but is also not homeschooling. It's somewhere in the middle, you can say.
It's basically heaven on earth.
Yeah. So when you get there, the first thing you see is you see like a bunch of children running around without shoes and doing cartwheels and handstands, drawing on the floor with chalks.
So to summarize it very quickly, every teacher gets a job interview by the students. So you cannot work in the school if the students didn't accept you in a job interview.
And then the kids choose their own schedule, their own classes. If you don't like maths, you don't go to a math class. But if you like art, then you can go to an art class, or even 5 art classes a week, or 10 art classes a week.
You can have your schedule as free hour, theater, free hour, art, free hour.
Yep.
And like this for the whole week.
Exactly.
I did it.
The next question is from our top viewer, which is also my sister. It says, aren't you bored at home? So the answer is no, we're not bored at all. We had a lot of fun.
I was taking dance classes 5 days a week. Plus I was drawing. I was learning how to be a realistic artist.
I went to a D&D club.
And my brother read just Wikipedia just for his own fun, and now it became a walking encyclopedia.
Next question. Did it hurt your general knowledge? So the answer is yes.
Everyone has their own image of what is enough general knowledge.
Oh yeah, there's another question. What is the age difference between us? So actually, I'm 23 and Offi is 20. Would you send your kids to a normal school? So the answer is absolutely not. When I was around 13 years old, I went to a normal school for like 1 week just to try it out, and it was absolutely atrocious. The teachers had no respect for the students themselves had no respect for each other. It was just a general feeling of you're not expected to actually be smart. Do you want to say something about this?
Yes, I think like in normal schools very often they teach you more and more knowledge that you don't really understand why you need to know, and they tell you that you have to know it, and when you ask why,
yes, exactly,
they don't have a good explanation to why. So it kind of teaches you that you do things because people tell you to, and I think maybe it can affect people's behavior later in life.
So the reason I wouldn't send my children to a normal school is I don't want them to go through all of this. But I would definitely send my children to a democratic school, like we explained earlier, and I would definitely have my children homeschooled.
So homeschooling is very fun, but it does get boring after a few years. And democratic school, I think it's the same. I felt like if I was there for my entire life, it would have been some kind of waste of time. But I was there for 4 years and I really liked it. The other thing about democratic school is it also helps you to be very initiative and have a place to really practice what you want to do in life. For example, I at my last year had basically only 3 hours, but in those 3 hours I took my camera to school and I started using all of the other students and making like short films all in our free time. So this free time is not just time to be on your phone, it's time that you can use to make big projects of art with other kids. Wanna la 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 la, my boyfriend do do.
Best siblings forever! Thank you so much for watching so far. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like and also write down in the comments below, do you agree with what we say about normal schools or not so much?
And share it with your friends.
Yep, and give us a big thumbs up because I know you like this video. I liked it, so you must like it too.
I liked it also. And don't forget to subscribe and put the bell button on. And we will see you in the next video.
Bye!